Hi, Vern. I don't know what I did. I slept on my side wrong or spent too much time on the couch or something, but my neck and shoulders and chest have been killing me for like 3 days now. I'm living in this heating pad. Um, that's just it. Just the kind of life I live. Doctors are expensive. Anyway, so last Saturday, it was movie night again, as it fucking always is. And for this movie night, our theme was, this is definitely not a cult. So we watched two cult folk horror movies. Midsommar, which I've already seen multiple times. I love it. We actually watched the director's cut, which I hadn't seen before. It is 2 hours and 50 minutes long. Jesus Christ, Ari. Anyway, but in addition to Midsommar, we watched The Wicker Man. The Wicker Man is a horror classic. It has been described as the Citizen Kane of horror films, which is fucking... good luck filling those boots, baby. I always find with movies like this where there's a lot of like hype and there's a lot of like, oh dude, this movie's a classic. It's always really hard to live up to that. And you know what? The Wicker Man didn't do a bad job. I've said this before. Movies from the 70s feel like they're from a different dimension. It was such a weird turning point. Like even movies from like the 60s and 50s don't feel as weird to me as movies from the 70s. It might just because the 50s and 60s, I've seen parodies of those. I've seen those in like the cultural zeitgeist, like certain like shorthands for those movies, so they don't feel weird to me. But like 70s movies are their own beast, their own special thing. They had their own. It was a weird time where we're moving from film as like a really over the top, not realistic form of entertainment, a medium basically divorced from reality, where your senses are heightened, that kind of thing. Your suspension of disbelief is like through the roof. Into the 70s, where things started getting kind of naturalistic, a little more like realistic drama, and that shift is so weird to me that 70s movies just feel, I don't know, they're always kind of gritty. I like it. But yeah, that was a long-winded way of saying that movies from the 70s always feel like they're from a really weird place, like a different dimension, what I said. But and Wicker Man fits that to a T. It's strange. So yeah, it's about a police detective going to an island, Summer Isle, I think it's called, but because he's received a tip that there's a missing little girl, and on this island is inhabited by these people who belong to like a pagan religion, and he is a staunch, like annoyingly like staunch Catholic. Fucking like, I'm Christian. I like to think I'm not like weird about it or anything, but holy shit, dude, calm down. It's kind of so annoying. This is a thing where we're discussing like values dissonance and like how things change. We had a genuine discussion. When this movie came out in the 70s, was this main character, was he supposed to be a protagonist you could like root for? Was he was this supposed to be the guy you're like, yeah, fuck those godless heathens? Because frankly, he's a huge dick. Just super intolerant, super fundamentalist, and like in a way where it doesn't seem to occur to him that he's the odd one out here on this island of people who like follow paganism. He's always like, "Where's your pasta?" Like, it doesn't even seem to. It's like the knowledge that these people are of a different faith than him goes through one ear and passes out the other. He fucking fully does not absorb it. There's one bit where he walks in, it's like a little schoolhouse, and the teacher is teaching the girls there, because like it's a girls' school, about like the maypole and the solstice and how the maypole is a phallic symbol, and he's like aghast. He's like, "You're teaching the children this?" And like first off, like yeah, they're children. But also, they're like teenage girls. They can handle this, okay? This isn't the wildest thing they've ever heard. But also, like, as they're walking out, he's talking to the teacher, and he's like, "You don't teach them about Jesus," and like, no, dude, they don't worship Jesus. They're a different religion. Like, has he never met a Jewish person? But yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to go off dunking on this main character for such a long time, but he's just so annoying. He's that is one issue I think I would take with the film. Is I wouldn't have minded if our protagonist was a little likable, but instead of this gigantic dickhead. But as far as like filmmaking goes, the movie's like really tense. It's a conspiratorial film. When he's on his island, when he's looking for his little girl, it really feels like everyone he's talking to, everyone else is in on it. Everything everyone says is with like a little bit of menace, with like a little bit of like, but even when they're saying something completely innocuous or something that like is reasonable, it's like, oh yeah, I don't know her. I'm sorry, we haven't seen her in forever, or whatever. Or it's like, oh, sorry, I don't know that girl. Everything, even if it makes sense, feels like scripted. Feels like it really feels like they're fucking with him. See, as far as visuals go, I think it really relies a lot on this like check out these these wacky pagans kind of thing. As far as like scary imagery goes, there's a pretty cool shot by Glory. There's one bit. It's like a sex scene, sex ritual. I don't know what it is, but while it's going on, I think it's Christopher Lee. Magneto. Sorry. Is giving like a soliloquy, like a little monologue that's actually like kind of unnerving. And there's these shots of like leaves and dew and these beetles crawling along. And I don't know, something with the juxtaposition of all of it, on top of the sex scene and on top of the main character praying and being so uncomfortable, it's really kind of unnerving. I like that. A lot of like nested imagery, a lot of like pagan symbolism, maypoles, May Queens, new dances. Oh, they go to a pub called the Green Man. That's cool. It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia has destroyed my brain so hard that it took me a minute to remember. Like, oh yeah, the Green Man's a character from folklore. He's not just Charlie Day in a fucking mocap suit. Anyway, it's so dumb. So yeah, the whole tone of it is unnerving. I like it. It's I'm glad we watched it with Midsommar. Midsommar is like, because the movies are spoilers for both if you've seen either, but the movies are very similar. It just in like storyline really, but while Midsommar focuses more on this relationship to the king and like the cult indoctrinating someone, the Wicker Man is really more about the reach of this cult and being on this island where you have no escape. There, just being the outsider. I guess that's really the main theme of the Wicker Man, is being out of place, like in an area where, or a place where everyone is in on it except for you, and you don't even know what it is. Yeah, that's a kind of really interesting paranoid horror. The kind of like sneaky horror that goes sneaks into your brain like that. I think it's cool. Yeah, The Wicker Man, horror classic that I felt I needed to see because I felt like glaring omission on my horror repertoire. But yeah, 4.5 out of 5. I liked it a lot. I recommend The Wicker Man. Bye, Vern.